Hey traders, I hope you guys are well, having a good weekend. As promised, I need to make a longer YouTube video, so I'm just going to run through briefly what we discussed on TikTok in that 3-minute video, and then we'll go right into the additional information. So you had your key level here that I gave you guys back on the 19th. You can see how price really just consolidated beneath it after being rejected. And you get to push up to the next box, which was given to you guys in the most recent update that I gave just the other day, I think. And it was derived from the XA to D pull here. And you can see we came right up into that with the biweekly 34,707 level being the real important level to know. That's the area I'd like to get above. If we come out to a daily time frame, you will notice that we haven't really been trading above this since all the way back here in about June 20th. So it's been a little over a month. So big area to flip. And then if you just turn on all of your range price action just using the VPVR indicator, you'll notice that lines up nicely with the EQ of the range or the median of the range, however you want to refer to it. Same thing, getting above this level would indicate a rotation back to the highs. Holding the POC and this key level would look pretty good. I would give it an extension all the way down to 31,773 right now, though, for support, because that is your current weekly and biweekly open. So you'd like to see those levels hold. Ideally, 32.8, 32.6 would hold, though, and we don't have to really come into any kind of a questionable behavior where it comes back down and challenges the lows. You guys know the line in the sand. The line in the sand is still remains 29,800 as far as daily closures go. So anytime we come back to this level, if we come back to it, that is, because people are already saying Bitcoin will never go below 30K again, which, I'm not really a proponent of that because I don't think that's a good way to look at the market. That said, people can do whatever they want. But 29,800 nonetheless is a line in the sand. And for the upside, you guys know that the range high is actually 40,890.50 in terms of SFP, where large time frame traders have settled up and put their money on their trades. So that said, we move into the idea that we could get a range rotation. If we take a little bit better look at our overall range, just using the ATAS platform to get better volume information, you will notice that this is the range here at 38,367, 37,960 as the profile value or high, that is. And we do have the potential for this Gartley. This is something we were looking for back here on the 16th, and we said that if we get this and we are rejected at this box, which we were, we would be looking for 29,800, which we got. And that is the Gartley C leg here, which if you come over here is the absolute lowest it can go for a C leg of a Gartley according to Scott Carney and harmonictrader.com. So if you're unfamiliar with his website, I would go use it. It's a pretty good one. That said, guys, this does support the idea that if we get above 34,707, we're pretty likely to at least challenge 36,267, but I would expect us to rotate to the highs of the range because that's how ranges work, especially on deviations, and this looks like a double bottom. From there, if we were to look for some form of a change of behavior or strength in the price action, I would say coming down into this region, this is where you would want to see get flipped. This little box, these are the coordinates of that box. If we go all the way to the highs of the range, I should say, looks like this, right? We come up to the highs of the range, come back, you'd want to see this flipped in a move up. Okay, so that's what you would be looking at that time, and the coordinates of that box are 35,929 to 36,605. That little $700-ish window of price action is what I would want to see get flipped into support at that time. All right, so that is what I would be looking for if this Gartley were to play out and we get the sell-off at the highs. I would look for the back test of this region. If we get this box back test and it holds, that could be indication that we could be moving up and resolving the range to the upside. If we resolve the range to the upside, we do need to be aware of targets. I know that we're still trading the chop in the middle here, but we know where our invalidation lies. It lies close to that 31,773 level. The technical value area low is 31,982. So that would be your first really big sign of weakness. Losing 32,800 wouldn't look great to me. It would imply that challenge of that 32,265 to 31,773 box. But again, until things are formally lost, it's, you don't really want to be overly bearish, right? So we have the idea that this Gartley could be in play. We know what our ATS range is. If we come back to the day trade and we just pull up our overall range one more time, just because it's easier to review this stuff on TradingView right now, this is your range. Now, if we were to pull up the quarterly ranges and look at some higher time frame things, we could do so. Oh, one thing I did want to point out is if you guys follow me on TikTok, you've seen me talk about bi-weekly ranges here. And this is the bi-weekly range that we are currently in. And you can see it lines up really nicely with where we're at. We've been respecting the EQ or the median of it very, very nicely. And now we are challenging the value area high of it. So we've come back to this range, we've been living in it, and it's time to see if it can get above this, which would imply a rotation back to the highs of this range. So let's see what we get there. And if we do remember, we have that naked point of control that is coming in right up here at 39,945 that we do need to have on our charts and be aware of. So just know that it's there. That is going to be an NPOC, and we could be leaving another NPOC should we actually not resolve this weekly range, or we resolve this weekly range without a formal rejection. So it does make me think that we may come down off this level, because if we come over to here and look at our weekly ranges, you will notice we will have a weekly NPOC here at 32,132. So if you guys recall, talking about holding that 32,200 and 32,800 down to 31,773, that really low of the range area. If we pull up that local ATAS one more time, and let's go ahead and do this little guy. This is going to be the box that we were talking about, right? So this is the box. And we'll go ahead and put it on there so that everyone can see it, and we'll move this down. This is going to be the box that needs to hold, and it also supports the idea that we fill this weekly point of control before moving up further. Doesn't have to, but statistically speaking, you are most likely to. So I would be looking at this as an opportunity as of right now, should we get it. Now, in terms of quarterly ranges, what you will notice is that our value area low of the volume profile here is coming in at our value area high of our overall range. So we do have a really nice inflection point here, close to that $38,000 level. And it does say that if we are able to resolve this local range here, which we'll change the color of right now in the background, we'll change it to yellow so it sticks out. If we resolve this to the upside, we should expect to see 42,914. And then I would really, really like it if Bitcoin spent some time in this region between these two key levels here at 49,522 and actually put in some form of accumulation here before challenging into this level. If it does challenge into this level, I would actually look at that as a really good opportunity for a short. Just because we've seen that type of price action before, those really, really fast moves up into resistance and old NPOCs like this one right here. This was an old NPOC, and you can see that it held price down for 6 to 9 months. So straight away, that's what I would be looking at. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, but these are the levels to have on your charts and the levels to hold. So as long as 31,773 to the downside is holding, we're looking for pressure onto 34,707, knowing that we could backfill that weekly POC. If we do, I look at it as an opportunity. Anything below that, and it looks like pressure to the downside. Now to the upside, we're looking at this as a range until it isn't. But we know what to look for in case we're looking for that partial decline after the move to the highs of the range, if we get that, I should say. And then we obviously know that this is going to be our key levels to the upside, basically $43,000, 49,522, or 50K, however you want to refer to it. And then we're looking up to right around 58,000 bucks. This is the time limit for the video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next one.